Most people over 60 are told the same thing. A fading memory is just part of getting old. It sounds gentle. It sounds true. But here is what nobody tells you. Your brain has a nightly cleaning system, and slowing memory is often a sign that system is falling behind. Every single night while you sleep, your brain flushes out a sticky waste protein linked to Alzheimer's disease. Researchers at the University of Rochester measured this directly. In deep sleep, the clearing runs, and in poor sleep, the waste stays behind. Tonight, I am going to show you 5 things that decide whether your brain cleans itself while you rest. And I will share the one factor that almost no doctor has time to mention. The number 1 item on this list is something almost nobody talks about. Stay with me until the end, because that one can change how you protect your mind over the next 10 years. Here is the problem. A standard appointment now lasts about 12 minutes. In that window, your doctor checks your blood pressure, reviews your prescriptions, and moves on. There is no time to ask how deeply you sleep. There is no time to explain what deep sleep actually does inside your skull. So the most powerful brain protection you have gets skipped entirely. Let me be clear about something. I am not here to sell you a supplement or scare you into a course. This channel exists to give you the science a 12-minute appointment never has time to cover. That is the whole mission. Because this is not really about memory tests. It is about staying the person who manages your own money, drives to see your grandchildren, and lives in your own home. A clean, well-rested brain is what keeps you independent. So tell me in the comments, what time did you fall asleep last night, and what time did you wake up? Here is the mechanism behind everything today. Your brain has no waste pipes of its own during the busy day. Instead, mostly while you sleep, fluid washes through the brain and carries metabolic garbage away. Scientists call this the glymphatic system. And here is the remarkable part. During deep sleep, the tiny spaces between your brain cells open wider, so the fluid can reach corners it could never touch while you are awake. Think of your brain like a small city. All day long, that city produces trash, and the trash piles up on every corner. But the cleaning trucks cannot run while the streets are jammed with daytime traffic. Only at night, when the traffic clears, do the trucks finally roll through and haul it away. Deep sleep is when your brain opens those streets. Please do not skip this section. It is the key to everything that follows. If this is already making sense to you, tap the like button so more seniors can find it. That one tap helps this reach someone who needs it. Let us start the countdown at number 5. Number 5 is the evening glass of alcohol, the nightcap so many people rely on to fall asleep. Here is the trap. Alcohol does help you fall asleep faster, and that feels like proof it works. But once you are out, it blocks the deep stages of sleep where the cleaning happens. Imagine paying the cleaning crew to arrive, then locking them out of the building all night. You lie there for 8 hours, but the trucks never run. Sleep laboratories have documented this pattern for decades. Even a moderate amount of alcohol measurably reduces the slow, deep sleep your brain needs to clear waste. So here is the protocol. Stop all alcohol at least 3 hours before you plan to be asleep. If you go to bed at 10, your last sip is by 7. Keep it to 1 drink, not 2 or 3, on the days you do drink. Aim for at least 3 full alcohol-free nights every week. The common mistake is the small glass right before bed, which is the single worst time you could choose. If a warm drink is part of your bedtime ritual, do not just remove it. Replace it with warm water or a cup of caffeine-free herbal tea, so the habit stays, but the harm leaves. And if you take any sleep medication or heart medication, talk to your doctor before changing your evening routine. Never stop a prescribed drug on your own. Pair this change with a simple rule. Finish your last large drink of any liquid about 90 minutes before bed. That way, alcohol is not stealing your deep sleep, and a full bladder is not waking you at 3 in the morning. But cutting the nightcap only protects the start of your night. It does nothing about what you eat in the hours before you lie down. And that is exactly the problem number 4 solves. Number 4 is the late, heavy evening meal. The large dinner eaten close to bedtime, followed by a snack on the couch. Here is why it matters. When you eat late, your body spends the night digesting instead of resting. Digestion keeps your core temperature up and your blood busy in your stomach. Think of a factory that was supposed to shut down for overnight maintenance, but the day shift refused to leave. The maintenance crew simply cannot get in to do the deep cleaning. Research on the body clock has consistently shown a clear link here. Eating in the final hours before sleep fragments deep sleep and pushes your whole night out of rhythm. So here is the protocol. Finish your last real meal at least 3 hours before bed. If bedtime is 10, dinner is done by 7. Keep that dinner lighter than your lunch, not heavier. If hunger hits later, allow one small snack of about 100 calories, something like a few almonds or half a banana. The mistake most people make is flipping it, eating a light lunch and a huge late dinner, which is the worst pattern for overnight cleaning. Now, if you take medication that must be swallowed with food, or if you live with diabetes, this needs care. Do not skip food your body genuinely needs at night. Instead, ask your doctor how to shift the timing safely. Any lightheadedness, shakiness, or confusion at night means stop and check with your doctor, not push through. And keep this in the back of your mind. Everything we are fixing here is clearing the way for the number 1 habit at the very end, the one almost nobody talks about. Pair the earlier dinner with a short, gentle walk afterward. 10 to 15 easy minutes helps your body finish digestion before you lie down. So the meal is settled, and your deep sleep window opens clean. But timing your food only prepares your body for sleep. It does nothing to help the fluid actually drain once your head hits the pillow. And the way you position that head is what number 3 is all about. Number 3 is the position you sleep in. Specifically, sleeping on your side rather than flat on your back. Here is the idea. That cleaning fluid has to drain out of your brain and down through your neck. Gravity and body position appear to affect how well it flows. Picture rainwater running off a roof. Tilt the roof the right way and the water runs clear. Leave it flat and the puddles just sit there. Side sleeping may give that fluid an easier path out. I want to be honest about the evidence here. Much of it comes from early research, some of it in animal studies. So treat side sleeping as a gentle, low-risk edge rather than a cure. So here is the protocol. Aim to fall asleep on your side. Either side is fine. Use one firm pillow that keeps your head level with your spine, not 2 soft ones that kink your neck. If you tend to roll onto your back, try placing a pillow behind you as a gentle wall. Give it 2 to 3 weeks to feel natural. The mistake people make is stacking pillows so high the neck bends, which can work against the very drainage you want. Now this one comes with real cautions. If you have had a hip or shoulder replacement, or you live with sleep apnea, your best position may be different. Do not force a side you cannot hold comfortably. Any new shoulder pain, hip pain, or numbness in an arm means stop and adjust and mention it to your doctor. Pair the side position with a slightly cooler room. A cool room helps you settle into the deep sleep stage. And that cool room, by the way, is a clue to the number 1 habit still ahead. But even the perfect position cannot help you if your sleep is scattered and irregular. A brain never knows when the cleaning shift begins if bedtime jumps around every night. Fixing that clock is what number 2 is about. Number 2 is a consistent sleep and wake schedule. Going to bed and getting up at close to the same time every single day. Here is why this matters so much. Your body runs on an internal clock, and that clock decides when the deep cleaning stage arrives. When your bedtime jumps around, the clock never settles. Think of a commuter train that only runs on a fixed timetable. If the station keeps changing the schedule, the train simply stops showing up. Your deep sleep is that train. Research on sleep regularity has grown clear in recent years. People with steady, predictable sleep timing tend to get more of the restorative deep sleep, night after night. So here is the protocol. Pick a fixed wake time and hold it 7 days a week, weekends included. Let your bedtime fall about 7 to 8 hours before that wake time. Keep the whole thing inside a 30-minute window every night. Get 10 to 15 minutes of morning daylight soon after you rise to lock the clock in place. The classic mistake is sleeping in for 2 hours on the weekend, which sets your brain back like a small dose of jet lag. If you are retired, the freedom to sleep in is tempting, but your clock still craves regularity. If naps are your habit, keep them under 30 minutes and before 3 in the afternoon. If you cannot fall asleep for more than 30 minutes, get up, sit quietly in dim light, and return when drowsy. Do not lie there forcing it, and if severe insomnia persists, raise it with your doctor. Pair your fixed wake time with that morning daylight and a little movement. Light plus motion in the morning deepens the sleep pressure that pulls you into deep sleep at night. So the schedule and the sunlight work as a team. But here's the truth that ties this whole list together. You can time your drinks, your meals, your position, and your schedule perfectly, and still miss the deepest cleaning of all. Because there is one hidden switch that decides how deep your deep sleep really goes, and that switch is number one. And now, the number one item, the one almost nobody talks about. It is the temperature of your bedroom and the drop in your core body temperature that it triggers. Here is the hidden switch. Your body cannot enter its deepest sleep until your core temperature falls by about 1 to 2 degrees. That drop is the starting gun for slow-wave sleep, the deepest stage of all. And slow-wave sleep is exactly when the brain cleaning runs at full power. Now think of a large machine that can only run its deep clean cycle after it cools down first. If the room around it stays warm, the machine never cools, and the deep cycle never starts. A hot bedroom is like leaving that machine running hot all night. It hums along, but the real cleaning never begins. Sleep scientists have understood this temperature link for a very long time. The body naturally sheds heat through the hands and feet to trigger that nightly cooling. A cooler room simply helps that process along instead of fighting it. So here is the full protocol, and this is the heart of everything today. Set your bedroom between about 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, which is around 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. If you cannot control the whole room, crack a window or run a small fan instead. Take a warm shower or bath about 90 minutes before bed. This sounds backward, but the warm water pulls blood to your skin, and as you cool afterward, your core temperature drops faster. Keep your bedding breathable, cotton rather than heavy synthetic layers. If your feet run cold, wear loose socks, because warm feet actually help your core release heat. A room that feels slightly too cool when you first climb in is usually just right. Give this 2 weeks of consistency before you judge it. And the single most common mistake is piling on blankets and cranking the heat, which quietly blocks the deepest cleaning your brain can do. Now let us make this safe, because older bodies handle cold differently. A cool room is not the same as a cold one, and you should never feel chilled or shivering. If you have poor circulation, heart trouble, or a condition like Raynaud's, keep the room mild and warm your hands and feet instead. Never let the bedroom get so cold that it becomes a health risk in winter. If you wake up cold, shivering, or stiff, the room is too cold. So warm it a few degrees. When in doubt, ask your doctor what nighttime temperature is right for you. Now pair this with everything you have already learned. A cool room, a fixed schedule, side sleeping, an early light dinner, and no late alcohol. Stacked together, these do not just add up, they multiply. This is how you build a full night where the cleaning system runs from lights out to sunrise. And this is the payoff I promised you at the very start. The reason almost nobody talks about bedroom temperature is that it feels too simple to matter. But it is the one lever that decides how deep your deep sleep goes, and therefore how well your brain cleans itself every single night. Protect that, and you are protecting the next 10 years of your memory, your independence, and your life. Consider a typical case documented in the sleep and rehabilitation literature. A 72-year-old woman had been struggling with foggy mornings and misplaced words for over a year. She blamed it on age and simply accepted it. Her nights looked fine on the surface, 8 hours in bed, but she woke unrefreshed and often at 3 in the morning. Working with her doctor, she changed 4 small things. She stopped her evening wine and moved dinner 3 hours earlier. She set one fixed wake time and got morning light on her patio. She cooled her bedroom and took a warm bath before bed. Nothing dramatic, just the habits from this list, done consistently. Within about 6 weeks, the picture shifted. Her deep sleep, tracked on a simple wrist device, roughly doubled from where it had been. The 3 in the morning wake-ups faded, and her mornings cleared. She said the fog she had thought was permanent had simply lifted. So let us turn all of this into a simple plan you can start immediately. Here are 5 steps, and everyone has a number, so you cannot lose your place. Tonight, do step 1 and step 2 together. Step 1, set your bedroom to around 65 to 68 degrees and take a warm bath about 90 minutes before you turn in. Step 2, keep any alcohol to at least 3 hours before sleep and finish your dinner in that same 3-hour window. Starting tomorrow, add step 3. Step 3, pick one fixed wake time and hold it all 7 days, weekends included. Anchor it with 10 to 15 minutes of morning daylight, and that is step 4. Step 4 locks your internal clock so your deep sleep arrives on time. Step 5 is your ongoing setting for every night after. Fall asleep on your side, using just one firm pillow that keeps your neck level. Give each of these a full 2 weeks of consistency before you decide it is working. Do not try to change all 5 in a single night and burn out by Friday. Add one step every 2 or 3 days, so each becomes a habit that sticks. Before you go, think of someone in your life who is starting to repeat their stories, or who jokes that their memory is not what it was. Someone you love, who is quietly scared of losing their sharpness. Send this video to them tonight, because these 5 changes are free, safe, and they work best when you start early. And tell me in the comments which of these 5 you are starting tonight. Your answers decide exactly what I cover next. If this gave you science your last appointment did not have time for, subscribe to this channel. That is the whole reason it exists, to give you the 20 minutes a 12-minute visit never can. This video is education, not a diagnosis. Your own doctor knows your history, so bring this list to your next appointment. I'm Warren Hayes. Don't forget to subscribe and live longer.